You're listening to The Deep Dive, where AI voices break down big ideas. Every week, Nova and Echo guide you through the tools, trends, and thinking behind the AI revolution. No hype, no fluff, just smart conversations sparked by AI.
Hey everyone, and welcome to The Deep Dive. So glad you're here with us. Today we are diving headfirst into a topic that feels like it's changing not just daily, but maybe even hourly. The incredible explosion of AI tools happening, well, everywhere.
Yeah, it's wild, right? Everywhere you look, there's some new AI tool promising to write your emails, design your graphics, code your website, analyze data, schedule your life. It can honestly feel pretty overwhelming just trying to figure out what's real, what's just hype, and, what could actually be useful for you.
Exactly. And that's really our mission with this deep dive. We've got this stack of your sources, this really well-curated list that tries to break down this chaotic landscape by category. We're going to use it like a map. Cut through the noise, highlight the key players based on what these sources say, and really try to understand what this huge wave of AI tools means for how you work, create, and learn.
And it's crucial to remember the sources make this pretty clear. This is just a snapshot. Things are moving so fast. What's on the emerging list today could easily be mainstream tomorrow. But the real value, I think, in looking at these sources is understanding the types of tools that are popping up, the core problems they're trying to solve. Doesn't matter if they're established or brand new, it helps you see the patterns.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's unpack this stack and see what jumped out. And, where else could we possibly start than with the most familiar face of AI for most people?
Well, absolutely. Has to be the conversational AI assistants, your digital sidekicks, as you might say.
Yeah, the chatbots. So our sources immediately highlight the big three mainstream players here. ChatGPT from OpenAI, Claude 3.5 from Anthropic, and Gemini 1.5 from Google. These really feel like the flagship models, don't they? The ones most folks have probably tried first. The sources point out their core stuff, handling text, images, voice, and they note things like Claude and Gemini's really long context windows. That's huge for big documents. ChatGPT gets a nod as maybe the most widely adopted one so far.
And what's fascinating just within those top three is how the sources kind of draw out their distinct personalities, their strengths. Claude, it's noted for this strong focus on safety and maintaining context over long chats, almost like it has a better memory. Gemini gets highlighted for its deep integration into the whole Google ecosystem. Makes it incredibly multimodal, great with documents, vision, even coding tasks, really leveraging all that Google infrastructure. And ChatGPT, especially with the newer models like GPT-4o, it's just validated as that versatile general-purpose workhorse.
Yeah.
So even at the top, there are clear reasons you might lean one way or another, depending on what you actually need.
That's a great point. They're definitely not interchangeable, even when they seem similar on the surface. But then you look at the emerging players in the chatbot space, and things get really interesting. We saw names like Perplexity AI, PiPo, Hugging Chat, Grok Chat, Mistral Chat, Lemame 3 Chat, quite a crowd.
Yeah, and the sources give some great examples of how these emerging ones are starting to specialize. Perplexity AI, for instance, it's highlighted as almost like a dedicated AI search engine. It gives you cited answers in real time, which makes it incredibly powerful if you're doing research. It's not just chatting, it's actually sourcing information for you.
Right. And then there's Pi. The sources describe it as focusing on being this empathetic AI companion with a personal, warm tone. That's a totally different use case, much more about the conversation style and maybe emotional connection than just raw information.
And Grok Chat. The notes really emphasize its speed, like blazing speed. It uses specialized hardware to get these ultra-low latency responses. So if speed is your absolute #1 thing for quick back and forth, Grok jumps out based on these sources.
Yeah, that speed difference can be noticeable.
For sure. And these emerging tools, they really show us two big things happening at once. First, that specialization. You mentioned tools built for a specific interaction style or task-like research or just pure speed. And second, the growing significance of open source models. You see names like Hugging Chat, Mistral Chat, Mama A3 Chat popping up. What does that mean for you? Well, more choices, more customization potential, AI assistants becoming less one-size-fits-all and more tailored to your specific needs and preferences.
Okay, so from chatting and general assistance, let's shift gears a bit. but still firmly focused on making your life easier. This next big category is all about supercharging your workflow, productivity, and notes.
Totally essential for most people, right? I mean, drowning in information is such a common problem. And the mainstream tools here really tackle that head on. You've got Notion AI, which is seamlessly integrated into that workspace. Lots of people use great for summarizing docs or brainstorming. Mem is highlighted as a smart note-taking app that intelligently links your ideas together as you write. Pretty neat. And then there's a whole group dedicated to handling the meeting flood. Otter.ai, Fireflies.ai, and Fathom. Fathom's noted as being widely adopted for generating those post-call summaries and action items.
Right, these tools are doing the heavy lifting, capturing, organizing, summarizing info you're already creating. And the sources clearly show why this matters. It saves you just huge amounts of manual effort trying to distill key points from calls or connect random notes. It lets you actually use the information instead of just constantly trying to keep up with it.
Definitely. And then looking at the emerging productivity tools, the sources show AI getting even more active in managing your day.
Yeah.
You see Motion and Reclaim AI highlighted as AI daily planners. They don't just show your calendar, they dynamically schedule your tasks, essentially doing time boxing for you based on your priorities and when you're free.
Oh, interesting. Actively slotting things in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Any dot to do is adding AI for smart tasks suggestions. Noti.ai is another meeting summarizer, and SaneBox is using AI for email prioritization, trying to tame the inbox beast.
So the trend the sources reveal here seems pretty clear. AI isn't just sitting there waiting for you to feed it info to summarize. It's actively stepping in to manage your time, your tasks, your inbox based on the context it understands from your digital life. It's moving from like passive assistant to active co-manager.
Well put. And building on that idea of handling information, let's specifically look at research and study tools. There's an overlap, obviously, but the focus here is different, more about finding, understanding, and crucially verifying information. Perplexity AI pops up again here, which makes total sense given its cited answers. Validates its use case for research workflows. Consensus is highlighted specifically for academic search, focusing only on peer-reviewed papers. That's huge if you need trusted scholarly sources. Elicit is noted for helping you summarize and compare research papers quickly. SciSpace helps explain complex scientific PDFs, and Cite Assistant is highlighted for its ability to validate claims by checking citation context.
Checking the citation context, how does that work?
It essentially helps you see if a source is being used correctly, or if a claim is actually well supported by the paper citing it. Super useful for critical evaluation.
Wow, okay. That's deep.
Yeah, what stands out here is how specialized these tools are becoming for information analysis and validation, not just retrieval. They're helping you get to trusted info faster, understand complex texts, and critically evaluate claims by looking at the underlying sources. Incredibly valuable whether you're a student, a researcher, or just anyone trying to understand a complex topic.
And the emerging research and study tools seem to continue that trend, sometimes blending into education territory. Google's Notebook LM is highlighted. It's a notes-based assistant that can query your own uploaded sources. So you basically chat with your documents.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Gina helps with summaries and extracting citations. Tutor AI sounds interesting. It claims to turn any topic into a learning module. And the sources also list Conmigo and Socratic by Google as examples of emerging AI tutors.
These emerging tools really underscore that move towards personalized learning and comprehension. You can feed them your specific study material, and they can generate explanations tailored just to that, help you quiz yourself, break down complex ideas. It's like having a personalized expert guide through dense information.
Okay, so from consuming and organizing information, let's move to creating it. This brings us to writing and editing tools. These are designed to help you actually craft and refine written content.
Right, the mainstream players here are pretty well known, I think. Grammarly Lago is kind of the ubiquitous all-around writing assistant for basic corrections, tone suggestions. Quillbot is popular for paraphrasing and summarizing existing text. WordTune helps you rewrite sentences to improve clarity or change the tone. Writer.com gets highlighted specifically for teens needing to maintain brand voice consistency across all their content. And ProWriting8 is noted for providing very in-depth editing suggestions, particularly useful for, say, longer form writing, like reports or manuscripts.
So these aren't just catching typos anymore. Not by a long shot. They're using AI to help with style, tone, clarity, even making sure your writing sounds like your specific brand. The sources show this isn't just about making writing better, it's often about making it faster and more consistent. That's critical for anyone who writes frequently, especially professionally.
Absolutely. And looking at the emerging writing tools, we see some really interesting niche applications starting to appear. Sudowrite is specifically called out as an AI assistant for fiction writers, helping with brainstorming plot points or descriptive language, a very specific creative use case.
Fiction writers, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lex.page offers a minimalist writing environment focused on flow, with integrated AI help when you need it. Ink for All combines writing assistance directly with SEO optimization. Hyperwrite is mentioned for ideation and expanding on initial thoughts. And WriteSonic Docs provides a long-form writing canvas that's integrated with their other content generation tools.
So the emerging list shows AI drilling down into specific writing needs, like helping novelists or bundling writing help with other goals, like getting found on Google. It really highlights how AI is becoming integrated into the creative and strategic aspects of writing, not just the mechanics.
That's a great segue, actually, because using that refined written content strategically is exactly what the next category is all about: marketing and sales.
Makes sense. Once you've got the message right, how do you get it out there and make it effective?
Exactly. The mainstream tools here seem focused on scale and intelligence. Jasper AI, Copy.ai, and WriteSonic are prominent for generating marketing copy across various formats quickly, like lots of it. Surfer SEO and Neuron Writer use AI to help optimize content for search engines based on competitive analysis. Lavender is noted as an AI email coach, specifically for improving sales outreach emails, trying to make them more effective.
An email coach?
Yeah, analyzing your drafts and adjusting improvements. Sprout Social integrates AI into social media management for better scheduling, finding optimal times, getting insights. And Salesforce Sales Cloud Einstein brings predictive AI capabilities right into the CRM to help prioritize leads or forecast sales outcomes.
So these tools are fundamentally changing marketing and sales, aren't they? Automating repetitive tasks like writing first drafts or scheduling posts and providing that data-driven intelligence. The sources show how this lets teams operate much faster, make more informed decisions, and personalize outreach at scale.
Precisely. And the emerging M&S tools show even further specialization. Okoya bundles social media posting with visual asset creation. Hypotenuse AI focuses specifically on generating descriptions for e-commerce products, a huge task if you have thousands of SKUs. Rigi.ai is built around automating outbound sales sequences and personalized messaging for sales teams.
So these emerging examples demonstrate AI becoming deeply embedded in very specific marketing and sales workflows, offering highly tailored assistance to automate and optimize tasks within those particular niches.
That's the trend, yeah.
All right, let's move to the truly creative side, AI generating visuals, sound, and motion. This area has felt particularly groundbreaking recently. First up, design and images.
Oh, this is where things get really fun, and maybe a little controversial sometimes. The mainstream tools here are making visual creation way more accessible. Canva's Magic Studio brings graphic generation to a massive audience right within a platform they already know. Looka and Brandmark are using AI specifically to help people create logos and full brand kits, often in minutes.
Logos in minutes, wow!
Yeah. Wizard and Figma AI are integrating AI into UI/UX design workflows, helping turn text descriptions or even rough sketches into design mockups incredibly fast. Fance AI is for enhancing image quality, making low-res images usable. And Google's AutoDraw helps refine your maybe not so great hand-drawn sketches into clean icons or shapes.
So the big aha here, based on the sources, is how AI is directly translating ideas, words, sketches, concepts into tangible visual assets or design prototypes. It's speeding up the design process dramatically and also empowering people who aren't professional designers to create surprisingly high-quality visuals.
Absolutely. It's a democratizing force in some ways.
Okay, transitioning from static visuals to sound, let's look at music and audio tools. This space is also just exploding creatively.
Yeah, the possibilities feel kind of endless based on these sources. Mainstream examples like Suno AI are really impressive. It can generate full songs, complete with vocals, from simple text prompts. And the sources note its rapid adoption, especially for social content creators needing unique background music or jingles.
Full songs from text? That's still wild to me.
It is. 11 Labs and Murph AI are leaders in high-quality voice cloning and text-to-speech generation, used across everything from audiobooks and podcasts to corporate training videos. VoiceMod AI is popular for real-time voice changing, widely used by online creators and in gaming. And Lil AI is a widely used tool for splitting audio tracks into their component parts, like separating vocals from the instrumental track or drums from bass. Very useful for remixes or analysis.
So from generating entirely new musical pieces to isolating specific sounds to cloning and manipulating voices, the range of what's possible is vast. The sources show these tools aren't just novelties. They're being used professionally for content creation, production, accessibility features.
Definitely. And in the emerging music and audio space, we see tools like SoundDraw and Aiva focusing on generating royalty-free or instrumental music, often tailored to a specific video length or mood you need. Voicery is noted for focusing on enterprise-grade voice generation, suggesting a focus on consistent brand voices for things like automated phone systems or virtual assistants. Boomi allows users to create original songs in literally seconds for streaming platforms, lowering the barrier to entry for aspiring musicians even further. And Musicfy helps with vocal transformations and fast-track generation, maybe for producers needing quick ideas.
These emerging tools really underscore a trend towards speed and accessibility in audio creation, catering specifically to the needs of content creators and businesses needing custom or royalty-free sound fast.
Speed and ease, exactly.
And finally, in the creative realm, video and animation. This is maybe one of the most computationally intensive areas, but AI is making absolutely huge strides here.
Totally transforming video workflows. Mainstream tools like Runway and Pika Labs are pioneers in text-to-video generation, letting you describe a scene and actually see it come to life as a short video clip.
Still feels like magic sometimes.
It kind of does. Synthesia and Heijen are highlighted for creating realistic talking head videos using AI avatars. Incredibly useful for training videos, internal comms, quick explainer content, or maybe filming a real person isn't practical or fast enough. Synthesia is noted for strong enterprise adoption there. Opus Clip is a really popular tool for automatically repurposing long-form videos, think podcasts or webinars, into shorter, punchier clips suitable for social media like TikTok or Reels. DeepBrain is another platform focused on creating those AI avatar videos.
So the sources show major shifts here. AI is directly generating video content from text, providing realistic AI presenters, and automating complex editing tasks like finding the highlights for short clips. This dramatically speeds up and lowers the cost of video production for both individuals and businesses.
Massively. And the emerging video tools mentioned include Kyber, which creates these really stylized visuals, often syncing them to audio or basing them on still images, creates kind of artistic video loops. We also see AI being integrated into existing familiar video editing platforms like Animoto and Veed.io, adding AI features to workflows people already use. And Descript is noted for its unique approach, allowing you to edit video and audio simply by editing the text transcript. You delete a word in the text, and it cuts that part from the video. Really intuitive.
Edit video like a document. That's clever.
It is. These emerging tools show AI integration into familiar editing environments, but also totally novel approaches that make video editing maybe more accessible or just faster. The barrier to entry for complex video tasks is definitely coming down.
Okay, let's shift gears now, away from the final creative product and more towards the tools that are building the software and the underlying AI systems themselves. This is definitely more technical territory, but it's crucial context for understanding the whole ecosystem. Let's look at code and dev tools.
For sure. This is AI assisting the people who actually build the digital world we all use. In the mainstream category, AI is basically becoming a direct pair programmer. Tools like Codium, formerly Windsurf, and Tabnine provide intelligent autocomplete and code suggestions right inside your coding environment, your IDE. Cursor is noted as an AI-native development environment, like designed from the ground up around AI assistance. GitHub Copilot is validated as pretty much the industry standard now for inline code suggestions as you type.
Yeah, Copilot's everywhere.
It really is. Replit Ghostwriter offers similar support directly in the browser, great for quick coding or learning. And AWS Code Whisperer is an enterprise-focused coding assistant, often integrated with Amazon's cloud services.
So the role of AI here is fundamentally about boosting developer productivity and efficiency. The sources highlight how these tools help developers write code faster, reduce errors by suggesting correct syntax or common patterns, and generally act as an intelligent assistant during the, let's face it, demanding task of writing software.
Absolutely. Saves time, reduces cognitive load. And the emerging code and dev tools show AI getting even more specialized and integrated into the workflow. Mutable.ai offers focused productivity boosts for specific coding tasks. Auto-regex is a cool one, a tool that converts natural language descriptions into complex, regular expressions. Regex can be notoriously tricky, so AI help there is welcome.
Oh, I could use that.
Right. Codium AI helps suggest tests for your code, trying to improve software quality. AI Commit automates writing consistent Git commit messages, a small but constant task. Continue.dev integrates a chat interface right into your code editor so you can ask questions about the code you're looking at or ask it to perform refactoring tasks. And Swim uses AI to help create and maintain live code documentation, trying to solve the problem of documentation always being out of date.
So these emerging tools are targeting very specific developer pain points and workflow steps. From writing tests to documenting code, even automating mundane stuff like commit messages, they show AI becoming a deeper, more integrated part of the developer's daily routine.
Exactly. It's weaving itself into the fabric of development. And that leads us naturally to the really foundational stuff, the plumbing behind these AI applications, AI infrastructure pipelines and orchestration. This is definitely for technical users, but it helps us understand how complex AI systems are actually built and managed in the real world.
Right, it's not just magic, there's structure behind it.
Precisely. Building a useful AI application isn't just sending some text to a model and getting text back, especially in production. As the sources point out, you often need multi-step workflows. You need AI agents that can use tools or call APIs, and you need ways to manage all of that reliably and observe it. So mainstream tools like LangChain are highlighted as essential frameworks for building these complex applications that chain together multiple AI calls, logic steps, data retrieval, etc. AgentOps is noted as providing the observability and testing needed to ensure these AI agents work correctly and reliably at scale. It's essentially DevOps for AI. You need to know if your agents are doing what they're supposed to.
Okay, so these tools are critical for technical teams building anything beyond a simple demo. They provide the structure and management needed to deploy AI applications that are robust, scalable, and you can actually trust.
You got it. And looking at the emerging infrastructure tools reveals just rapid innovation in how these systems are being designed and built. Crew AI is an open-source framework for building applications where multiple AI agents collaborate in defined roles, like a research agent feeding info to a writing agent. AutoGen Studio is Microsoft's platform for orchestrating multiple agents working together on complex tasks. Flowise is particularly interesting. It's highlighted as a visual drag-and-drop builder for creating line chain applications without needing to write code. That makes this powerful tech potentially accessible to non-developers.
A no-code builder for complex AI apps, that's significant.
Very. Dust.tt and SuperAgent offer platforms for building secure AI workflows and agent frameworks, often with enterprise needs in mind. Rika Edge is focused on deploying AI models directly on devices or sensors at the edge for faster, more private, more secure processing, instead of sending data to the cloud. NAN, mentioned again here as a workflow automation tool, is highlighted as a developer-friendly alternative to Zapier that's easily extensible for deep AI integrations. Lets you build really custom automations. And Llama Index is a data framework specifically designed to help AI models work effectively with your private data. It's core to the concept of retrieval augmented generation, or AIG, which is huge right now.
Okay, so these emerging tools highlight several key directions: enabling sophisticated collaboration between AI agents, democratizing AI development through visual builders, addressing specific technical needs like handling your own data for RAG or deploying models on devices, and integrating AI deeply into broader workflow automation. It feels like the ecosystem for building AI applications is maturing really quickly, becoming both more powerful and potentially more accessible.
That's a perfect summary. The tooling is getting serious.
Finally, let's bring it back around and look at how AI is being applied directly to core business functions and even building the digital platforms businesses operate on. Let's talk business tools and site and app builders.
Okay, applying AI directly to make businesses run better. Mainstream examples show AI automating processes at scale. Zapier plus AI agents adds AI decision-making logic right into those cross-app workflow automations everyone uses Zapier for. Notion AI, we mentioned it for notes, but it's also highlighted here for organizing business documentation, meeting notes, project plans within that shared workspace. Gong.io is a leader in revenue intelligence, using AI to analyze sales calls and customer interactions for insights, coaching opportunities, forecasting. Yet Asper AI for Teams helps generate consistent, on-brand content across a whole company, not just for individual marketers. And Superhuman Plus AI uses AI to significantly speed up email handling, aiming for that inbox zero dream.
So the common thread running through these seems to be AI taking on repetitive tasks and providing intelligence within core business operations. Automating workflows, summarizing vast amounts of data like sales calls, generating content at scale, improving communication efficiency. The sources show how these tools are aimed squarely at making businesses, well, smarter, faster, and more efficient.
That's the promise, absolutely. And the emerging business tools often target more specific or novel pain points. Tango automates the creation of standard operating procedure (SOP) documentation just by watching you perform a task on your screen. Creates step-by-step guides automatically.
Wow, no more writing SOPs manually.
That's the goal. Humana AI lets you query large, dense business documents. Think legal contracts. Research reports using a simple chat interface. Ask questions, get answers from the doc. Legal Robot uses AI specifically for contract review, trying to identify potential risks or non-standard clauses. Levity AI offers a no-code way to automate workflows that involve unstructured data, like processing incoming emails, invoices, or customer feedback forms. And NEA appears again here as that flexible automation tool, often favored by developers integrating various business systems with custom AI logic.
So these emerging tools show AI being applied to very specific, often quite complex business tasks, from automatically writing documentation to understanding dense legal text to automating workflows that need to understand natural language or documents.
Yeah, tackling real business bottlenecks.
And finally, let's look at site and app builders using AI to actually create your online presence or even functional applications.
Right, this is another area where AI is significantly speeding things up and lowering barriers. On the mainstream side, Durable is highlighted for its claim of generating a complete basic website from just a single text prompt in like 30 seconds.
A whole website from one prompt.
That's the pitch. Framer AI and Webflow Plus AI are integrating AI features into their popular visual site builders to help with design suggestions, content generation, layout adjustments. TypeDream AI and Software Plus AI let you build simple websites or web apps, often styled like Notion pages, either from prompts or by connecting directly to data sources like spreadsheets or Airtable. Teleport HQ focuses on converting design sketches or Figma designs directly into production-ready code for website front ends. And Builder.io plus AI adds AI generation capabilities to the world of headless site building, which is more developer-focused.
So the sources demonstrate how AI is collapsing steps in the web development process. It's generating initial designs, writing code snippets, helping with content layout, all from simple instructions. This dramatically accelerates the creation of websites and digital interfaces, particularly enabling rapid prototyping and maybe making it easier for non-coders to get something online fast.
Definitely lowers the initial hurdle. And in the emerging site and app builders, the ambition is even higher. Lovable and Bolt.new are aiming to build not just websites, but full-stack web applications from natural language descriptions, potentially handling both the user interface and the back-end logic and database setup.
Full applications from prompts, that's ambitious.
Highly ambitious, but that's where some are aiming. Glide plus AI allows you to turn data you already have in spreadsheets into functional mobile and web apps, with AI helping configure features or layouts. Fine.dev focuses specifically on converting UI descriptions or designs directly into React code, a popular front-end framework.
So these emerging tools suggest a future where you could potentially describe a functional piece of software in plain English, and AI tools could help generate the majority of the underlying code and structure, really lowering the barrier to entry for software development itself, potentially.
That seems to be the trajectory, yeah, making creation easier and faster across the board.
Wow. Okay, we covered a lot of ground there. I mean, just so many tools, from having a simple conversation with an AI to writing complex code, composing music, generating photorealistic images, building entire websites, and automating intricate business processes. AI really is becoming embedded everywhere, isn't it?
It really is. And what comes through so clearly from these sources, looking across all these categories, is the core value proposition. These tools exist to help you gain knowledge faster, automate those tedious or repetitive tasks, unlock new creative possibilities you didn't have before, and fundamentally increase your efficiency in almost everything you do online or digitally.
Yeah, and looking at that list, seeing the mainstream tools, the established ones alongside all those emerging ones, it gives you a real sense of where AI is already deeply baked into our workflows, and also where the frontier of innovation is still rapidly expanding, where things are still very much in flux.
Exactly. And like we said up front, this list is just a snapshot today. It'll look different in 6 months, probably. But the underlying categories and those key trends we saw, recurring automation, generation, providing intelligence, deep specialization, seamless integration, those are the crucial takeaways, I think. Those trends will continue to shape the landscape.
So as you listening, think about this incredible, fast-moving world of AI tools based on everything we've just explored from these sources. What stands out the most to you, and where might you start digging in a little deeper based on your own work, your own interests, your own needs?
And maybe just ponder this, drawing only from the sheer breadth and the increasing specialization we've just discussed, as reflected in these sources. Does the future of how we get things done involve finding one ultimate, general super AI that can handle absolutely everything for us? Or is it maybe going to look more like navigating and interacting with dozens, maybe even hundreds, of highly specific AI assistants, each one expertly tailored to a particular task, a niche industry, or even just your own personal style of working? Something to think about.
That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for exploring with us. If you learned something new or sparked an idea, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Got a topic you want Nova and Echo to break down next? Drop it in the comments. Until next time, keep prompting, keep building, and keep doing it with AI.